drummers, and welcome to Tim Connolly Drums. Today I'm doing something really special. I did a review on 6 different drum heads, but just on a 10-inch drum. And that video's done quite well for me. By my standards, it's done quite well. By YouTube standards, it's very low, but by my standards right now on my channel, 10,000 views or something that it's got is quite good. So I'm quite happy with that. So obviously you guys seem to like the gear reviews type videos. So today, what I've got is I've got a 10-inch Evans hydraulic in red. I've got a 12-inch Evans hydraulic in red and a 14-inch Evans hydraulic in red. And I'll run down the specs on these heads shortly, but I did do a 10-inch review on this head previously, but now I'm going to put them on the entire kit, or at least 3 of the drums, and see what this drum head sounds like and how it holds up. One other thing I want to mention is it also came with an Evans UV1. It was like a pack that I got from Evans. I'm not going to be doing the UV1. I'm just going to focus on the hydraulics. I do know that these heads are vintage sounding, meaning that it's a traditional 70s sound. There's not a lot of resonant sound from this, but we will check that out. That's just what I've heard. Also, these heads, I've actually never used them in any kind of recording, performance, nothing. So really, this is the first time that I've actually ran these heads down. So we're doing this together, and it should be fun. First thing I'm going to do is put these heads actually on the drums. I got to put these on the drums, and then we'll check them out. See ya. The hydraulic reds feature a 10-inch, 12-inch, and a 14-inch head that comes in the pack. It also comes with a 14-inch snare UV1 head, which we're not reviewing. We're just going to review the hydraulics. The hydraulic red tom batter. The drum head features a thin layer of oil between 2 plies of film, offering maximum durability and a fat, deep, and short sound pioneered by early 70s rock and roll. So it's overtone controlled and reduced sustain. Okay, so if you take a look behind me here, you can see that I've got the 10, 12, and 14-inch heads on here. And I've tuned them very low. We're going to do a couple different tunings and see what they sound like. And what I usually like to do is I like to film and record audio just off the actual camera so that there is no miking, no effects, no nothing. So you get to hear what the raw sound is like if you were in your basement or whatever. Now I realize that audio from a video doesn't always give you the exact sound, but it's going to give you an idea. And if I can help you out in any way in terms of getting the sound that you're looking for, that's why I do these videos. So let's start off with no mics, no dampening, no nothing, just the raw sound of the toms tuned low.
Mic'd up.
All right, well, I want to thank everybody for joining me today. Like I said earlier, the review videos seem to do a little bit better. So I enjoyed playing these heads. They're very interesting heads. So my conclusion is that overall, I did enjoy them. I do like them. I didn't really care for the sound on the low tuning. I found that the response from the head was not that great, and I couldn't get the sticks to bounce exactly the way that I wanted them. But if I was playing these heads normally and they were tuned low, I would have to adjust my technique. I'm playing from a higher tuning perspective. I usually tune my heads pretty high, and the response off the head is usually pretty lively. It's not as lively with these heads. Even when I tuned the drums up a little bit higher, the response was better, but still I would have to get used to playing these heads. They're not like what I'm used to playing, the Evans G2, which has a ton of response. The drum head has very little sustain. So if you're looking for that 70s dead sound, without having to put towels and tape and even moon gels for that matter. I did not put any moon gels on these heads, and they really sounded dampened. They don't need any extra dampening tape, gel, blankets, pillows, etc. They don't need anything. They really do the job. These are great heads for that dampening. And if you want that resonant head to not have a lot of pitch bending, these are also the heads for that. Because I noticed that with these heads on, the drum on the bottom, the resonant head, just didn't bend and create that wah sound as often they do. Now, I personally like that sound. It's kind of a jazz fusion sound, but I still enjoy it. On these drums, I didn't really hear that much. I heard it a little bit on the floor tom, but not very much. I found the heads were pretty dead in the sense of resonant head carrying on a note after you strike it. So if you're looking for heads that do not ring a lot and they're very dry sounding, and that oil in between really does a great job of dampening the sound, there's no doubt about that. So let me know in the comments what you think of the heads, the way that they sounded on my kit. Also, let me know how they sound on your kit. Also, let me know if you've used these heads live, because I never have. I've only used them here today. This is my first time legitimately ever using these heads. So let me know what you've experienced on the gig. I want to thank all my new subscribers. I've had about 10 or 15 of them in the last few days, so I really, really appreciate it. I'm definitely trying to grow my channel. Let me know what interests you, and if you like the reviews, and as always, keep drumming. See ya.